you've made an impact on this show. Don't you think so?
Well, I think what I hope to bring to the documentary, especially to the later episodes, is a perspective on how fashion affected young people who actually lived through some of those moments, right? So like I lived through the TMZ generation, I lived through Paris Hilton, I worshipped her, you know what I mean? And so it's interesting to have those voices at the table when we talk about how trends impact fashion and also where trends are today. Because working at Teen Vogue, I speak to young people all the time about how they perceive the fashion industry. And a lot of young people are not coming from a point of view where they're revering our industry, they're actually very skeptical and cynical of our industry and the power structures that exist here. So I hope to try and bring that a little bit to the documentary.
The world is changing, and Teen Vogue shows that. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
I think, like everything, that's very cyclical, right? I was just at, have you seen the new Jane Fonda documentary?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so I was just at an event with Jane Fonda. I watched the documentary, and of that moment of 70s and the kind of women's liberation movement of the 70s, fashion was a part of that. Fashion was reflective of women's liberation, right? And so Jane Fonda, as this starlet who was a fashion plate, who was an actress, but was also an activist, was in Vietnam, you got to see that a lot of what we're experiencing right now is also a mirror of our past. And so it was cool to see that through Jane's eyes and also through researching for this documentary to be a part of it. That Teen Vogue, while doing very important work, is very much a product of women like Jane Fonda and Gloria Steinem and famous editors who have paved the way for us to exist the way we do.
And talking about shopping experiences, tell me about technology and how that's affected the way people shop.
I think that Instagram comes to mind as the first and foremost. I think that the advent of Instagram and the advent of having images everywhere, especially of people documenting their outfits, has really impacted how we dress. We now dress in a more disposable way. We dress to make a statement, but we also don't want to keep things for too long. And in turn, I wonder about the effect that that's had on our environment, with more disposable clothes contributing to landfill and how our shopping behavior impacts the earth. I think it's time for us to pause on the algorithms and assess our shopping habits.
Well done. Thank you for saying that. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, my love.